And welcome back to K24 this morning, talking about money and finance, and a lot of conversations happening around wedding committees, but I guess that's a story for another day. Today, this is what we are focusing on. What are some of the bad financial decisions you made this year? What are some of the bad financial decisions you made this year, especially in light of the pandemic and everything else that has been happening, BBI and so on and so forth? And this is what you're saying as far as WhatsApp is concerned. The worst ever financial decision that I made was purchasing 3 business cars through my 5-year savings. Took it to the airport and they were all closed down, but to make it worse, I was pinned by losing a job, so I decided to sell them at a really throwaway price. Sorry. I deeply regret as normal operations resumed quicker than I anticipated. Emmanuel from Bamburi in Mombasa. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. It has been a tough year. All investments gone. Yani niliinvest ya calf ndio nilishe. And guess what? The cow died. Whoa, yeah. So it is really good to invest on something with blood or just items. Okay, I'm sorry I'm laughing, but wait. Now I am depending on betting as a platform to get money. Wow, okay. I have been lucky enough when it comes to monetary discipline. I do not spend on what I cannot afford. Since I am yet to marry, I stay in a bed sitter that costs 4,000 bob. Monthly expenses 8,000. Emergency money 5,000. Credit, and this is postpaid, 2,000. Cab money 1,000. Totals 20K. While my salary is 80K, left with 50K as savings. Wow, nice. That is some serious discipline.
Extremely.
Unaishi kwa bed sitter ya 1,000 ngapi?
Imagine.
Na una make 80K. And yet hapa kuna watu wanaishi wanatengeza 80K wanaishi kwa nyumba ya 85K.
I know. Bad financial decisions. People get into, people I think live to please. You don't live for yourself.
Yeah.
I think they live for others. They want to belong in the society.
Yes.
So
but there's pressure, Mary. There's pressure in this society of ours called Kenya.
Yes.
There's pressure to wear the best clothes. Pressure to look the best. Pressure to go to the gym and so on and so forth. So people are living beyond their means because there's pressure from the society. There's a problem there, isn't there?
But to say you can choose to live with that pressure or live for yourself. Because you do love, like live with stress every other day or live in peace with the little that you're having and staying like you be able to pay your obligations when they fall due. So I think it's just a decision you make to go with the pressure. You can clearly choose to live within your means, live in peace, and nobody's going to bother you.
Yeah.
You'll not be, it will not mean I'm not Mary anymore. It will not mean I don't have the values I have.
But people have a perception of you, Mary. I don't know what kind of perception they have, but this is the Mary they know. Mary who can afford to eat food in a nice restaurant. Mary who drives a nice fancy car. Mary who goes to a nice fancy salon to have her hair done. Mary who wears fancy clothes and so on and so forth. So the day that, pandemic hits and now you cannot afford to feel that nice car, you cannot afford to go to that nice salon, you cannot afford to go to that nice fancy, restaurant, people start looking at you different. You lose your respect even.
Is that true?
A lot of have it, even Bitangan Demo, I think, mentioned this one time when he left government office, his phone stopped ringing.
But that's because people wanted something from him. So that thing is pressure we put on ourselves. The reality is, when I think about myself and how I look at a movie, let's say you had a huge parking here at this building, and you drove in and I came before you and I saw the car that you drove in with. I'll probably be like, oh, nice car. And then few seconds later, I have moved on with my life and my problems.
Okay.
Exactly. Like, I honestly do not spend my time thinking about Buvi and his family, where he lives and what he does. I mean, I don't have the space for that.
Right.
I think about myself and my situation, and that's what people need to understand. People don't care where you got that car from, or care where you got that suit or how much you paid for it. Yes, they will be impressed, and it's about, first impression. But really, when you take the time and impress using other things other than items that you put on and drive and imagine, you'll be able to do whatever it is that you want to do. If it's an image you want to create, you can create it in other ways. I think just live within your means. You can dress well and not have to pay too much for it. You can buy stuff secondhand and still look smart. You don't have to go to Little Red to buy a suit for 800,000 for people to pay you respect. I don't need to drive the latest discovery to be given any respect.
Exactly.
I think it's a misconception that we have. People will respect you when you are authentic. In fact, today, the thing that gets you there is authenticity more than anything else.
Right.
So don't get yourself into debt just to help people see you a certain way, because they really don't spend time thinking about you.
Okay, good perception. But getting back now to managing debt, a lot of guys had gotten into debt for various reasons. We just had someone there saying that he bought, what, 4 cars, I think?
Yeah.
And then, you know, took them to the airport, but then the airport was shut down and he had 4 taxis there that he wasn't using, or rather couldn't make him money. In that situation, what can someone do, surely?
Yeah, so what he did was the best thing he could have done, which is sell the vehicles. I think it's the risk of going into business. Like the gentleman who bought a calf in the hope that it would, you know, be a cow and generate an income through selling milk.
Yeah,
that's
but it
risk.
died.
That's risk.
Yeah.
And the thing is that when we get into an opportunity, a lot of people don't think about risk. They think only about the potential return that they're going to make. In every investment that you make, whether that investment is in yourself, in buying shares, in putting it in a treasury, in a bond, in other opportunities, there's always an element of risk that is there.
Okay.
So you have to think through how much should I put in this investment opportunity? If I lost all of it, would it cause me to get into a crisis financially? And so therefore only invest what you can afford to lose. Because then when you do that, then you don't buy 4 cars. Instead you buy 1, and perhaps you buy a Vitz instead of buying a whatever.
All right, just hold on. We have Walter from Kakamega. Walter, good morning. Walter?
Hello?
How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, sir.
All right, what is your question or comment?
No, I really have a problem. I also earn some 40K, but I always stay on debts.
Yeah.
I spend almost all of my cash. Then I go, after the end of the year, after the end of the month, I always spend, and I always have some debts.
So let me ask you, Walter, you make 40,000 shillings as your salary.
Yeah.
And then you spend all of it on your debt.
Yeah, some I spend on my school fees, on food, and I still go on this.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
School fees, lakini si Walter shule zimefungwa?
No, yeah, zimefungwa, but now, now
online.
that like this month, I was somehow lucky I was not paying school fees.
Yeah.
But I was really paying debts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Walter. Let's see how we can talk about that, eh? Okay, you were saying something.
I think I was done.
Oh, you were
I was
done.
done. I was just talking about risk.
Okay.
And the importance of considering risk before you invest, so that you don't put too much money in an opportunity and you have nothing else saved. So what we normally advise is put money in a certain amount of money that will cater for your basic needs.
Right.
And so that for the foreseeable future, you don't have a situation where you can't meet your basic needs.
All right.
And then you want to put money somewhere else where it will grow in value and help you be able to sustain your current level and standard of living.
Okay.
Now that's where you can take a bit of risk, but you have somewhere else, you know, this basic needs sorted and taken care of. So that if this money is lost that you're investing, then you have this other one to fall back on.
Okay.
And so you're not in a situation where you've put all your money and all your savings that you've saved for the last 5 years, like that gentleman, getting lost. He needs to have put a lot of that money in a savings account, in a treasury bill, in a money market fund, in a fixed deposit account that is safe, that will continue to earn him an interest, but in a secure place, and then now invest what he can afford to lose.
To lose.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Invest in what you're prepared to lose.
So this is the thing. You have to segment your portfolio of assets, right? Because you can't be wealthy by saving money in a savings account. Never.
Okay.
You can't be wealthy by putting money in a money market fund account.
Money has to be invested.
Yes, it needs to be invested. And you need to look for opportunities that can grow your wealth and grow the money that you have alongside you as you continue to earn.
Yes.
But you can't put all your money in that because there's a chance you could lose it.
Okay.
So the opportunities are, for example, a business. Let's say I decide to go into chicken farming. I can't put all my money in the chicken business because the chicken could get a disease and all die, or a thief could come and steal all of them.
Yeah.
So whatever I put in
Or
that
you eat
chicken,
them. Sometimes you get
and
hungry.
get hungry and eat.
Eat your own chicken.
So I have to put the money that I can afford to lose should the chicken business collapse, but enough money so that then the chicken business can do well, and then I grow and reinvest the money in that business and it grows. But meanwhile, if the business doesn't work out, I still have money available to me to meet my basic needs.
All right. Walter, 40,000. Surely, in this day and age, Is it possible in Kenya to survive on 40K a month?
It's possible. I think a lot of...
It's possible.
It is, depending on what your priorities are, but it's extremely possible.
Considering what he has told us, he has fees to pay. I don't know whether it's his fees or maybe children, or his wife's fee or his clande's fee. The point is he has fees to pay.
And he has debt.
And he has debt. So 40K. As a CFO, what are we talking? What are we doing with 40,000?
It depends with his priorities because he's a family man. But let's first discuss about debt.
Okay.
We're sinking into debt because we have easy money, like all these applications that you just log in, you get money, you don't even figure out the interest rate. It is very costly to get this debt. Debt nowadays, M-Shwari, I don't know.
Tala, branch.
They are very costly. But you see, you don't see the interest rate you pay. You just see, oh my God, I'm in a fix, I need this money. End month, you have to pay it. The cycle continues. Month in, month out, you're always paying your debts. So I'm saying to everybody who has a debt, prioritize them. Start with like the kidogo debts, the ones that are easy to pay. Just start.
Maybe you know the guys who borrow here to pay here. So you have Okash, a debt with Okash. So you borrow Tala to pay Okash. Yeah. So now you still owe Tala. Then you borrow from M-Shwari to pay Tala. Then you still have... So it's a vicious cycle.
But you see, that's always living beyond your means. It means you're spending on things that you can actually live without. The reason why you're borrowing money to spend on something is because it's not a priority. Your priorities list you've already exhausted. So it may be luxury, you want to go out on a date, you want to, I don't know, to buy that dress you saw at 4,000, 10,000. Just something that clearly was not within your budget. And something else that needs to be like in everybody's mind is learning to live with your budget. If you
maybe that guy got someone pregnant, and then I know you guys are wondering why I keep on bringing that up, but maybe as in these are things that happen.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Actually, let's check out a text here from one viewer who's saying that they regret taking a loan of 60K, and I was tricked. Now I am paying 190,000. 190. Why did you need 60K? You know what, Pole Sana? Let's
you
take a
know
look
what
at another.
happens there?
Yeah? Just hold on.
Sorry.
It's not easy for us this year. I married this year with no job. My savings are invested in the wedding and furnishing the apartment. Now 3 months down now, kwa nyumba, trying to look for a job. Hata mkate in my wife providing, I really feel like a loser. Oh, mkate ni my wife and I provide. Oh, pole sana. Okay. Making small investments may be a good option for those who do not have in-depth knowledge of investing or don't have much money to commit to the stock markets. Because of this, these apps can serve a very important role in the industry in introducing the basics of investing to a large number of people. Okay. All right. Thank you. But, you know, that someone just said here, like I was saying, and I'm not any jokes, he got married. Then he lost his job.
No. He said, I didn't have a job.
Okay.
And then I got married.
Okay.
Spent all the money I had on the wedding.
Yes.
And furniture. You should have read that text.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it thinking, okay.
Yes. And then now he can't afford bread.
And he can't afford to buy bread.
Yeah.
So fortunately for him, he has a wife who's bringing in an income. But he's feeling horrible.
He's feeling like a
because
loser.
He should really be also bringing in some money. So he's feeling like a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I feel sad for him. However, I think it's important to know, and for all of us, that we all have an ability to create wealth. It doesn't matter who you are. Even the gentleman who said he earns 40,000. The key thing there, and I loved your question, can you survive on 40,000 in Kenya today? The answer is yes. We just saw somebody who earns 80,000 and he saves how much? 50. So he's living on 30,000, but he's single. And this other gentleman has a child, maybe more, maybe children.
Right.
And so depending on your situation, there's an amount of money you really can't survive on. And so I think for that gentleman, it didn't sound that he was living extravagantly. He's got responsibilities he needs to pay for, and the 40,000 really is not enough. Yeah. And so therefore, what do? Imagine you can get another job. Imagine you can. I think sometimes we get stuck thinking, oh, I was employed here, I've been here for the last 20 years, I can't move to anywhere else. Loyalty. First of all, you can get another skill. Even as you work there, go read at night. There's so many books that are available, a lot of content for free online. If you have bundles that you can get, even at work, if there's Wi-Fi, download. Go home and learn a new skill, learn something new that can upgrade your level of earning ability.
Right.
Either to get another job or to start another business. But the key thing is to remember, irrespective of where you are today, whether you earn 20,000 or 100,000, it doesn't matter. You can upskill yourself and be able to add an additional income source, because you cannot rely on one income. It is very dangerous, because you could end up in a situation where you've been let go of, and then what happens? So for him who's at home, who has no job and no income coming in, find a way to generate an income, even if it means putting buns in the oven and baking them and selling them to the neighbors.
To your neighbors.
I mean, really, you can do something. You can go out and wash cars and get 200 bob per car in your neighborhood. Imagine you can. We need to stop thinking about ourselves at a certain level. Or what will people think? Who cares what people think? As long as you have food on the table and are able to do the things that you desire to do, there's jobs that are available out there. All of us need our cars washed. We need our houses cleaned. You can set up a cleaning business and hire a cleaner and start cleaning our houses for us. People have let go of nannies because they can't afford to pay them a lot of money. Just like she's doing consulting, you can consult for cleaning and clean people's houses once or twice a week without them having to pay a salary every month. And so then you earn an income. Yes, it might not be 100,000, but it's something that will help you put bread on the table as you're looking for something else. There's always something that you can do, because there's constantly needs that are there that need to be met.
Bad financial decisions, getting married in the middle of losing a job. You had promised someone, this woman or this man, that yes, we'll get married, umehustle up evo, ulikosha plando, as in we had already planned that we're having a wedding in December. And here's the money. So what is stopping us from having this wedding?
So if you really want to stick like to the plans you already made, and you've lost your job, seek an alternative to raise income. Clearly, you can't just sit and say, oh my God, you just whine and whine, and the cycle continues. So you just whine, you lose touch with your networks, you lose touch with the world out there, so you're always there depressed. And that's why I think now we have a lot of issues on depression, anxiety, is because of uncertainty. And it's something that you can actually come out of it.
Right.
Because you need to find an exit route. Okay, I've been laid off. What do I do next? Do you sit and start crying all day, 1 year, 2 years old? You can find something with your hands. You don't need to go to an office for you to earn income. You can start wherever you are. So you don't need to have an 8-to-5 job for you to say you have a proper income. You can start wherever you are. Anywhere you are.
And the funny thing is, opportunities, people are, it's not, like what you said earlier on, in terms of you can start cleaning for people, you can wash cars for people, you can start a consultancy, but there are people who do not even have those skills. You're a janitor and you just know how to clean tables your entire life and wash toilets. Then now the company says, you know what, everyone be washing your own toilets. We have to let you go. The people who do not have any other skill beyond what they already have. And you're telling them to go seek opportunities, for example, go read online, go read books, go do this and this and this and this. Again, coming back to the same Kenya we live in. There are people who cannot afford bundles. There are people who cannot afford a smartphone, let alone even a laptop to do research. So what options do such people have in the same society that we live in?
We go back now to having a mentor.
Of
course, they have an upline that maybe is skilled out there, has the knowledge, maybe that's it's just trying, it's reaching out and talking to these people and saying, look, I want to do ABCD. Can you just help me? Can you guide me? But if you feel you're so superior, you don't feel intimidated, I don't want people to see me like, you see, this is all complexes that we put into ourselves. But of course, where she was working, let's say it's a janitor in a cleaning organization, of course there's the manager there. So when you let go, you just go back and say, oh my God, just talk to them, because they're in the market, they're more experienced than you, that's why they're a manager. Just try to get someone to hold your hand and they will guide you through. Because a lot of people out here fear, like if I go and ask for help, how will they see me? How will they think of me? But unless you ask for help, you'll never get help and you'll never know what to do like in your next steps.
And scaling down, and like I know of a couple of people who moved from Nairobi, went back to their...
I was just going to say that.
Shags in Meru, What would you
because
comment?
There's opportunities there as well. When you go back home, maybe in the village, you might find that they're not using the land effectively. It could be more productive. They could grow crops that are earning more money. Maybe they could start doing mushrooms that just need a small space and you could start to sell, and you don't need a lot of space to be able to do that. So there's opportunities that perhaps they've not considered. Yes, I may be just a janitor and perhaps I don't have an education, but I have something. What's that something? I have my mom or my grandmother who's in the village. I can go back, take time to just reflect and think, how can I add value to what my grandmother is doing, and make this land a lot more productive so that we're able to earn an income from it that's more than what she's able to do right now.
Right.
So it's just really looking at what do I have available for me right now. Yes, I don't have an education, but perhaps we have land. Or perhaps, you know, if I go to the village, I can start selling something that people don't have access to there, that they can start to take advantage of, whether that's fertilizer or whatever it is within the space that we live in. Yeah,
like introducing pizza to Kitui. It's
an opportunity.
Pizza bado.
So nikipeleka pizza huko ninaweza sell. Ninaweza sell mbaya. Okay, as we close, talking about partnerships, where, you know, you have certain skills, you also have another skill that I do not have, coming together so we can see how 2021 can be better. How would you advise guys in terms of partnering?
You can never win alone. You need that collaboration for you to win. So it's like, so for you to get to where you want to be, you need to find someone else who complements your skills. If I'm good in financing and she's good in investing, if we come together, we're going to form a very strong team, and we're going to go to the next level because she has her level of expertise, her level of knowledge that I don't have. So if we combine and come together and put a strategy, trust you me, we'll go very far. Other than me on my own, with my own finance, just thinking, you know what, I can make it, building castles in the air. But if I get someone who's more experienced in that field, 100% we're going to make it.
Okay. In closing, what would you tell guys going into 2021? Some of the things you saw them stupidly doing, you tell them, tuache ujinga tukifika kwa your area, let's try and do things differently.
Yeah. I think let's plan specifically, and let's be specific about what we want. You know, what do I want for 2021? What are my New Year's resolutions? Getting out of debt is not a plan. Right? I need to know what debt is that, how much is it, how much am I going to be able to put towards it so that by the end of 2021 I've paid off that debt. That's just an example. Write down your plan very specifically and also write down why it's important to you. You know, and then even go to the extent of drawing a picture or cutting out a magazine with an image that represents you having attained that goal so that it is crystal clear what it is that you want to be able to achieve. Because the reason we are not able to stick to our financial plans and budgets and things like that is because we don't have a clear image in our mind of what we want to be able to achieve. So, you know, do that, have it, make it something that's really important to you so that then you are able to achieve it. And then get help. There's lots of free available advice around us that you can access. You don't know where to put your money? There's people all over the place who can help you. You can go onto my channel, Moneywise with Rena Hicks on YouTube. We're on Facebook. I have over 400 videos with helpful content on everything concerning money and entrepreneurship that you can get access to. And then you start. Just start. Whether you earn 2,000 or $1 million, there's opportunities for you. With that 2,000 shillings, there's an investment that you can make. There's a savings product that is available for you that you can actually put your money towards. It doesn't matter where you are or what level you are, you can start today. But don't wait to start tomorrow, you start today. Yes.
So how can guys reach you in case they'd like to have maybe a conversation beyond today, beyond this show?
Sure. They can reach me on sema@moneywise.co.ke. Moneywise is one word. sema@moneywise.co.ke, and we respond to all our messages. So we'll be able to assist anybody who needs some help.
All right. Madam CFO, how can people reach you beyond this show and have a conversation later on?
So they can write to me through info@bloomgain.co.ke.
Info at what now?
Bloomgain.
Oh, Bloomgain.
Bloomgain.
.co.ke.
Yeah, .co.ke.
All right. So thank you very much, ladies, for coming. In case you'd like to reach out to them, of course, if you didn't get those contacts, let us know. We'll definitely put you in touch. All you need to do is just find us through our social media pages, and we'll definitely put you in touch with them. As for now, tunasema kwaheri. There is a live event happening in the next couple of minutes. All the way from Nyayo Stadium, Eliud Kipchoge and his team celebrating 70 years of athletics Kenya. That's a conversation you definitely don't want to miss. It's going to be live on K24 TV, so do stand by for that and much more. Otherwise, see you tomorrow, bright and early. This is K24 This Morning. Kwaheri.